Hope. The first candle of Advent is the candle of hope. The color is blue among with two other candles in the west to significantly anticipation and hope. It is significant because the entire Advent season is about waiting for the coming of Jesus. For thousands of years, the Israelites were waiting for the promised king, and the fulfillment of those promised were contained in the message of the prophet from Micah 5:2. But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come from me one who will be ruled over Israel, who originate from ancient times, but we still hope today. What is your hope? My hope is to keep COVID down.
Oh, I hope you're enjoying our Wednesday evening service, Advent service here. And it's always a joy to listen to Marilyn and sing and Pam play. And especially this Holden evening prayer service is just a beautiful prayer service for this time of the year. And I thank you for allowing me to have part in this Holden prayer service. And we're going to spend the next 4 Wednesdays. The first 2, we're going to talk about laments. And the second 2, we're going to talk about hope. And I thought it would be a good idea. One, the bishop sort of challenged us in his sermon a couple of weeks ago. And I would like to take up that challenge about writing a lament. The other thing is I'm just sort of scared about or nervous about, we want to get this time 2020 over with. And oh my goodness, I'm at fault for this. I had my Christmas lights up a long time ago. And I just wanted to see some Christmas joy. And it was so fun to have a wedding ceremony this weekend and enjoy and to celebrate. But the problem is if we don't sit in our lament, we will forget. This is my fear. We will forget the lessons we should be learning about this. And I think there's some important lessons. And if we want to race through this, we'll never come up with those lessons. And all this will be, this is awful, this is terrible. And our lament will show that it's terrible, but there is some good from that. And this is what our God does, is take some really terrible things and makes things good. So what is a lament? A lament is this passionate expression of grief or sorrow, and I sort of think of it as that, how do I show that passionate expression? Is that this hurts. It hurts your stomach. It makes your stomach upset. It might put pressure on your chest or even your shoulders. They feel like they're just so heavy. And if you're grieving and sad and being sorrowful, and you have those signs, well, then you're in lament. You're showing this deep, passionate expression, and I'm saying that that's okay. We don't want to stay there. We don't want to sit in there forever, but we want to sit in there for a while, and try to get in touch with our feelings, and try to learn the lessons that this season is showing. And I know it's not really the lesson that we want to hear today. It's probably not a lesson that any of us want to hear, especially in our American way that will, they strap up your bootstraps and pull them tighter. And we're not the greatest at showing emotions. And I love this all-time favorite parent line. There's many of them, but this one is one of the greatest is, you're crying? If you don't stop crying, I'm going to give you something cried about, And I probably am accused of saying that to my children, but we can't be so quick. We just can't be so quick to move this season of lament that we might be going through, and try to just do away with it, because we'll forget some of those lessons. And one of the things that I would love to hear from you is some of the lessons that you learned from this. And I remember at the beginning of this pandemic, one of the things that we learned is to slow down. Because one, we didn't really have many places to go. Things were closed down, and we didn't, some of us were working from home, and we just didn't have too many places to go. And I remember, being on this expressway and seeing very few cars on the road. I see much more, many more cars now than I did, before. And what happened with that, because of the few cars on the road, they saw that the air was getting cleaner in our country and in our world, and the water was getting fresher. And I just heard, in a report that the rangers in the forests are so excited because the animals are using the roads. as thoroughfares because there's not too many people in those forests because they had been closed down in the past. So that's a good thing. That's a lesson to maybe after this is all done and we get back to our normal ways, if we ever going to get back to our normal ways, that we learn this lesson to slow down. But what else have we learned? Well, the second thing I think of, and the last one I'll share is spending more time with family. It was amazing. Yes, toilet paper was in short supply, but so was jigsaw puzzles. So was board games, because people sat down and started, doing things together, and they were starting having meals together. And I wonder if that could be a lesson that we learn to continue to do after we go back to being normal. If we spend more time with our family to get reacquainted, reconnected, and eat together. I'm wondering if you can think of any more. And please, I would love this next 4 weeks of Wednesdays is to be conversational. Please, talk to me, send me a text, send me an email, call me on the phone, and talk to me about some other lessons that you've learned, from COVID-19. And I'm not saying this is a good thing. No, this is awful. All you have to do is take a look at how many people have died, and this number is growing. This is an awful thing. But if we live through, if we just blow by this thing and not learn the lessons that is being taught, then those lives are just, they're pointless. We need to learn with the lessons here that what God is teaching. And I sort of wonder that, if, I'm sort of giving you permission to do this, but please don't take my word for it. I don't have to give you permission to, be sorrowful and grieve and actually go through lament. The Bible does. The Bible gives you permission to do so. And I think back and the one thing I love about the Psalms is that they're so true, full of emotion. They talk about 1/3 of the Psalms, 150 of them. So 1/3 of that is about, oh, help me out here. It's about 50. 50 of them are lament. And I want to share you this. This came from Psalm 6. Okay. Oh Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger or discipline me in your wrath. Be gracious to me, O Lord, for I am languishing. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are shaking with terror. My soul also is struck with terror. While you, O Lord, how long? Turn, O Lord, save my life. Deliver me for the sake of your steadfast love. For in death there is no remembrance of you, and Sheol, who can praise you? I am weary with all my mourning. Can you feel the passion that's involved in that? Can you feel that is written from the gut, written from the heart and heavy, heavy shoulders? And I wonder if it's okay, if we have all these Psalms, but okay, what about Jesus? Jesus never lamented. And that's not true. That's not true. In Matthew 23:37, Jesus is looking over and looking at the city of Jerusalem, and he goes, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often have I desired to gather your children together as the hen gathers her brood under her wings, and you are not willing. And also, you might have heard these words also, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from helping me from the words of my mouth, or from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer, and by night not find no rest. Yeah, that came from his passion, which we'll be celebrating in the spring. Those words, my God, why have you forsaken me? He said on the cross. Also in the Old Testament, we have a we have a book of Lamentations, which is it's 3 chapters long. It's 5 poems dealing with, actually it's 5 chapters long, 5 poems dealing with the destruction of Jerusalem by the Babylonians. So we even have a whole book dedicated just to laments. So what I did is I asked the congregation, and please continue to send these in because I would like to share them with you next week too. What are some of the things that you are lamenting? What are some of the things that you are mourning and sad about? And there was a lot of sadness about not being with family, especially over the holidays, but just not being able to come into contact with family, especially those who have members who are in assisted living areas, that they're not allowed in and make contact with them. There was so much sadness about that. There was sadness about our children not having their educational and emotional needs met. And these children, their sadness about missing out on activities that they should be having fun with with their friends. There's sadness, there's mourning about the divisions in our country. There's mourning about the isolation that's going on within all groups, especially our older population. There's tremendous mourning about missing their church family, you and I. There's sadness about the greater need now being shown by members of our community because of their work being stopped, because of people being ill. And there's, again, tremendous grief over the everything that is happening because of the COVID, the tremendous loss of life and health that will be there long past this COVID virus. This brings me to the conclusion. We had a member write a lament, and I would like to share that lament in closing. So don't forget to continue sharing me your laments. We'll go over one more week of them. We'll talk about how to write one. We'll talk about some of the tools that you need, or the 2 parts of a lament. But here's from our congregation. How long, O Lord, how long? How long will this pandemic overwhelm and traumatize our healthcare workers and attack our sick and dying? How long will people mourn, be hungry, unemployed, and homeless? When will unity and community come to our democracy? How many children, Lord, are lacking for support and guidance in their remote learning? How many seniors are isolated and depressed from lack of human contact? Oh Lord, so many of my friends and family know you from a distance, but do not know you in relationship. I pray that you would really know, that they would really know you, Lord, for if they did, they would know your faithfulness of being with them on this journey. And I would echo their words, their final words, with the words here. And the peace of the Lord be with you always. Amen.